think that's the best we can do, boy. Yet another bloody dead end. This is turning into a drama now, boy. Here we are, look, and just to give you an idea of where we parked the vans there, look. Oi, oi. Let me continue. Next stop, Finland. Come on, boy. This ain't too bad, is it? Dog cabin on the way to bloody... I don't even remember where we're going. Finland. I'll touch more on that. This ain't bad at all. Oh, I thought I stood on his foot then. And we've got sea view, baby. You think that's all the light we have, but we're going to a place called Naantali, and we're leaving from Kapellskär. Remember that. If you're doing this route, you need to remember that, because going from Stockholm to Helsinki was £400. Bearing in mind, not euros, and that didn't include the dog cabin to go from the two places I just said, and because I'm not familiar with these places, I can't remember them, but I just said them, including the dog cabin, and it's overnight. That means a bloody sleep, doesn't it? 95 quid. Remember that. Keep the camera up here, don't worry, I'm not nude. I need to mention this though, the bloody dog, right, is allowed on here. That was on the thing, on here, so this is for pets. And as a foot passenger, I don't think I've shown you this bit over, look at it, my socks are hanging up there, look. He's just had his dinner. What's it called? If you're a foot passenger on here, you're allowed to stay in bed till 9. We board, or whatever you want to call it, you know, Navy talk, at 7:15, you're allowed to stay here in bed till 9 if you're a foot passenger. This is called Finland, right? Finland, yeah, is the best bloody ferry I've ever been on already. Where are we, boy? Do you want to tell them? Or shall I? Good God. In the middle of the bloody woods, by the way. And on that note, welcome to Finland. You love that, don't you? Not as much as me right now. Well, I'm hoping you do. I wonder what we're going to get up to today then. Let's find out, shall we? There you go, that's a bit of a nicer one, isn't it? This place is scattered with these things. Problemo, there's a lake here, a beautiful lake, a swimming lake, and I didn't realise this, and something I'm assuming if you're not from here, you wouldn't realise either. Dogs aren't allowed near swimming places, strictly no dogs, and it's not even between March the 2nd to September the 13th. Nope, they're just simply not allowed, so we're trying to get eyes on from another route, hence the woods. We're entering further east, aren't we? Words are getting unrecognisable. Remember what I said the other day, whatever. The further afield you go, the stranger the description for a bread roll is, and it's as simple as that. We're near the neighbouring countries here are Belarus, Ukraine and Russia. Did you know that? Not neighbour. Ukraine's not neighbouring. However, it's only like one country away. We've all seen their writing, haven't we? Crazy. Houses are cool. Area's cool. People seem to be friendly. What more do you need? Well, I'll tell you what you don't need. A dog called Billy, I think they said, running at you barking with her teeth like that. Which kind of caught me off guard. But it was only a little terrier, so Brucey was like, shut up, mate. But apart from that, so far so good. That sign said, by the way, no dogs private, no dogs swimming, basically. And that's what I was saying earlier on. I just translated the bad boy there. Did you get any of that from that? Be honest now, unless you finish. Let me finish. Unless you're finished. Did you get that from that? Oh no, of course you bloody didn't. Oh. But before I carry on with Finland, i.e. this place, I need to say thank you to Sweden. I've never thanked a country before for the warm, open, welcoming arms, for the politeness through and through, with the absolute dream of an experience. I've never thanked a country before. Without doubt, that is a very, very, very strong contender for me for one of the best places I've ever been. And I have spoken to a couple of Swedish people. Remember the time when I had the day off and all that sort of stuff, I spoke to some Swedish people then. I had my glasses, but it's rude to record, isn't it? Wait there, action. And they're like, are you just saying this because we're from here and you're here? And I went, honestly, I said, follow my YouTube. Honestly, I am not just saying this. This is one of the best places I've ever been. That includes Kabul. But we won't talk about that today. Same with that bloody ferry, you know, Finland I think it was called. Again, my ticket's not with me at the moment. Finland, the best bloody ferry I've been on. And I'm not just saying these things for social media effect. Right? I'm being truthful here. Truthful. Like, can you tell like my pupils aren't bloody dilating and doing the other one? I'm being serious. It was a bloody dream. That entire country. It's Swedish. This is what I'll say, because they're not the only Swedish people. Because that was a couple I was speaking to there. They're not just the first Swedish people I've spoke to who have said that. One of the others, remember the Wolfman who gave me that wrong advice? Remember him, do you? He was another. But him aside, others have also said it to me. They don't realise how well they've got it, I don't think. They don't realise the beauty of their own country. Saying this place, I know without coming here, I've been to Lapland, that's a made up place, isn't it? I'll touch more on that actually, because that's quite a little bit interesting to be honest, later on, but I don't think they realise how beautiful this place is. Finland's going to be the same as Sweden, I know that, because it's Scandinavia, same as Denmark. Denmark's where Germany is touching Scandinavia, so it looks a bit German, it looks a bit Norwegian, for example. You know, I think that's the best we can do, boy. We can't. These all seem to be residential places. I don't want to intrude, kind of things. I think that's the best we can do, view-wise, up from here. We'll try again in a sec. Go around the other way, but at least I'm not sweating. We can get round the other way, so I'm hoping the view's a bit better. Right. I don't know what on earth that was. It does carry on around here, so I'm hoping I can show you a better view of the lake. I'm allowed to the lake. He's just not. And again, like I said, I'd strictly adhere to overseas rules, purely because I want to be allowed back in, you know, should I want to come back, which I'm bloody do. If I'm being honest with you, it's stunning here. How can you see these? Look at these cabins by the lake here. I hope you can see that. See that through the trees? Again, apologies, I'm literally about a mile away from this house. Another one up there, look. You see it, see where I'm pointing. Ooh, wait there, Bruce. That one. And these guys, you bump into these guys in a bar or a cafe or whatever, they will moan about it. They will moan about living here. And that offers another question, doesn't it? Can anyone truly be happy? Can anyone be happy? I mean, look at this little beaut of a cabin as well. If I lived there, I would go to sleep and wake up every morning crying my eyes out. That's how happy I'd be. I'd be like, we've done it. Brucey, we've done it. But they'll moan. Genuinely as well. How bizarre is that? However, a very important point to note is what they've both said. Well, them two, the wolfman and the couple, the lovely couple, you know, ones that didn't try and murk me in the woods. That couple. What they said, the others didn't, but what they said is there's a lot of here, not here, Sweden, sorry. Problemos are on the rise, and that's how they're getting each other apparently. That being said, they all three of them said, oh, four of them actually, because there's two with the wolf man. I need to find my Finnish feet. Finnish feet. They said they only target the opposite gang. They don't play silly buggers and get like civilians. Like, I'm gonna be truthful here. I was not expecting that. I was like, mate, I've just sat down. Is that how you open all your conversations? Is it? Jesus. So I was killing time because it's, you know, a left turn to go and find the bloody lake again is only this on the map, isn't it? But in reality, don't want to talk about that. That's why I'm sweating. But yeah, touching one last time on Sweden before we carry on with where we are now, out of respect for this place. Beautiful. Thank you for having me. Like, thank you for having both of us, actually. Ferry wise, again, absolutely stunning. It wasn't a Calais to Dover piece of turd. Like, really, it was stunning. Dogs were allowed on the sofa thing. Well, I showed you briefly inside the thing, didn't I? You know, and it was basically a cruise as well. Stunning that was. A pleasure through and through. There's only one little day where I was like, this is a bit rubbish today. And we touched on that. You know, but it was a lesson, wasn't it? It allowed us to talk about not everything goes our way all the time. You know, you can expect one thing, but a completely other thing can happen out of that. I mean, you don't have to be talking about a country or travels to know what I'm talking about there. You can relate that to anything. A partner, perhaps. You expect one thing, but another thing happens. The loyal person at work, perhaps. Same point, you know. However, might not go your way, but there's always a silver lining. Always. Anyway, on that note, we'll leave Sweden, unfortunately, there. Unfortunately, and I do mean that as well, there. And we'll pay respects to Finland. Oh. Let's carry on then, shall we? Look at the smile on him! Look at the smile on him! Oh God, hang on, I don't actually know where I'm going. I shouldn't have done that really. That's how people brown out on camera. Jesus, don't do that, guys. And look at that beauty as well. We've walked down a residential street, haven't we, by accident? I mean, you can't blame me. I apologise. The walk doesn't show, like the trails and stuff, it is, you know, we've got little red dots and stuff guiding you so you don't get lost and whatnot. Same as everywhere else really in the woods. Although, it, you know, saying that, not everywhere in the woods, but they bloody should be. And it will not tell you where it ends and starts. You just have to guess. So I'm hoping there's not a similar law to the USA where if you're on someone's property, if you get what I'm saying. Because at the moment in time, I'm in vulnerable territory right now. And I just recorded their bloody house. Purely because that cabin was outstanding. Did you see that? Oh my. Bit of a problem. Not going to lie. Nothing to do with the house I was just talking about there. Even though I am still on their road. I found one about 10 minutes ago on the dog. And I was like, what is that? And it's trying to bury in, going through his fur kind of things. I was like, it's a tick. And I like, you know, got it, but also being wary that it can bite me and attach to me. I don't know how fast they do that, but wary about that nevertheless. And I was like, what is it? Flicked it off because I simply didn't know what it was. It looked like a tick fly, right? A tick fly, right? I'll say that again. A tick fly. That was what I saw on the dog. Then I've just had, like, you know, felt something crawling on me because I've got sweet blood. They look, all insects love me. Hence my lump the other day that I had on my head. From bites, basically. Felt something on me, looked, and there it was, another one, because that other one's no longer with us, unfortunately. Bless you, cotton, weird little tick fly socks. All 15 bloody socks. Doesn't add up. Doesn't need to. Why? Because we're talking about bloody tick flies. That's why. So yeah, we're getting the hell out of here. I hope you're having a better day than me. Jesus. I was going to talk about this because when I'm thinking in the van, I always think of like silly little jokes that I think may or may not work when I'm, you know, talking on social media and stuff like that. And one of the posts, I didn't do it, but one of the posts I was considering doing was, what animal, and this is when I was leaving Scotland actually, what animal are you glad doesn't exist? Like, for example, a crocodile with chainsaw teeth, you know, something like that. And mine was a tick that can fly. I just found one. Found two. So yeah, we'll be in Estonia first thing in the morning. Getting out of Dodge from these tick flies. I think this might be the indication that we're going into private property. Like Treehouse. That's going to debunk some myths online, isn't it? I touch on that actually right now. I've seen online, everyone's like, has anyone actually ever seen a treehouse before? Or is it a Simpsons thing? Is it a movie thing? Look at this bad boy as well whilst I'm talking. I'll pretend I'm not recording it. Let's go along with it, alright? What was that? Oh, crows in there. Oh no, they're statues. Look at this bloody place. That is a house and a half. Anyway, they were like, is it a movie thing? And then everyone's like, I've never seen one. And I've asked people as well, have you ever seen a tree house? I've never seen one. Wow. There you go. Not only did everyone I asked say that, everyone on the internet. No one on the internet, from all the chats I've read, you know, I'm not scrolling for like 2 days at a time, granted, but none of them had either. And some of them have asked their people as well. And none of them have either. So there you bloody go. Treehouse. Yet another bloody dead end. This is turning into a drama now, boy. It was funny the first 9 routes that we couldn't go down. Sorry, Bruce. I don't know if I just bumped into Forest City or what. But every little turn off seems to have a bloody house at the bottom. Isn't that concerning? You can't blame them though. I would live right there as well, in a heartbeat. But I'm just trying to show you the lake. I want to show you a Finland lake. That's what I'm trying to do. But I don't want to get told off by someone. And in the language I literally can't, I don't even know how to say hello, to be honest with you. I'm thinking, how arrogant is that? But I can't keep on top of them all. I'm going to 5 countries over the next 2 weeks. How are you supposed to keep on top of that? So I gave up on that front for a while. I was hoping I'm not going to bump into moose. Moose then. Oh wow. How many of them are there out here? I'm hoping not this woods in particular, because it says online there's 77,000 of them. You know what, all these going lefts and going rights and stuff, I'm going to end up getting actually lost in a minute. Right. House or not, we're beelining for the lake, we're going straight for it. There's a track here. Come on, Bruce. If we get shouted at, we're going to start running towards the lake. We're getting a shot of the lake. Yeah, the moose. 77,000 of them out here. Come on, boy, hurry up, please. Do you want to sit and do your homework, do you? You want some dinner while we're here? You know, or should we go and sit on their porch? 77,000 of them out here, and that's the entirety of Finland, which is quite a big country, to be honest with you. I don't think it's as big as Sweden, and you know, I can't think back good enough for you, but 77,000 of them. By the looks of things, the further south you go, the smaller they are. When I was in northern Norway, they were huge. I'm talking like their backs come up to about 7 foot, 7.5 foot. Huge. Then I was thinking, when I seen one for real the other day at the moose sanctuary, who designed that? Universe or God or gods? What design? What drew a moose and was like, I'll stick with that. You know what? They're all at the table. You know what? That's spot on, that. That's exactly what I wanted. Let's talk about the moose in detail then, shall we? You love that, don't you? Never stop believing. We're surrounded by this bloody, we'll call it seagrass. It's not, but we'll call it that. Half expecting a catfish to come up and grab my arm off. But yeah, I'll try and lift the camera because we are surrounded by that stuff. But look how beautiful that is. Because we've walked about 2.5 hours to find this spot, I think that's the bloody end. By the time we get back to the van, which again is 2.5 hours the other way, you know, obviously, I don't think we're going to be able to venture out to any sort of towns or whatnot. So I'll show you where I'm parking and stuff tonight. And we'll talk on the way back as well. Don't worry, I'm not going just yet. But we'll talk on the way back. I need to describe the design of a moose, don't I? Hello, boy. I don't know if he's tired. Well, he obviously is tired. He's yawned, didn't he? He shouldn't be on paper. You shouldn't be tired on paper, boy. We went on the ferry, an overnight bed cabin ferry, by the way, which you've seen. We drove here, you know, the following morning. We got off at like 7:15, I think we got off. Got here for like 8:15, 9 or whatever. I was searching, I was going to say Google there, I don't Google anything. Searching where to go, because I want a surprise for you, because we may be throwing in a different country. Oh, a new, unexpected country on the way home. Don't worry, it's on the way, it's on the route. But I'm just umming and ahhing because I do need a visa. He tastes like battery acid. And even though he's like, you know, I'll just put my knee in, bloody moose turd. Even though he's not breathing out his mouth when he's kissing you, you get a subtle smell of battery acid coming out of his nose, like a gentle. Each is a. You're tired, aren't you? That's what I was saying, sorry. And then we got here at like 9 or whatever it was. And we searched where we were going next and trying to throw in the surprise, potentially, for you. And then went to sleep again. We've been asleep for like a further 3 hours on top of that. Which is a nice bloody change, but I was tired. Even the bloody ants, watch this. Hang on, let me use something that's not my finger actually. Look at it, going for it. Am I safe here? Even the ants. That's like 3 times the size of a normal ant. Alright. Let's power walk. Let's pretend we're doing something. Did you bring the Dr. Dre beats, boy? I need to listen to Swagger Jagger while I'm doing this. Moose design. Think about it. Think about it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, or you've never seen one on the off chance, randomly, I keep getting, he's getting wary of these woods. He keeps sniffing in the air like there's something here. Twice he's done it now, so there's something here. Goody. Goody. But let's talk about the design to keep spirits high and keep our mind off things. Who designed that? Who designed that? Who drew that down and was like, that's a good idea for an animal. That's brilliant. I don't know if it's an evolution thing or a god thing. I don't know. Whoever the god animal is, the animal god is, I don't know. But what were they thinking? What on earth were they thinking? Antlers the size of doors, a face looking like a used. Oh my god. We'll say a sock filled up with snooker balls instead. Oh god, Kieran, come on. You don't want another social media strike. Legs. The front legs are normal, like horse legs. Normal, like sheep legs. Normal, like bloody rhino legs. The back legs, their elbows are on back to front. They're facing the other way. What is that all about? And this is not to mention the size. What's that all about? Think about it. What is it all about? Imagine that thing running at you with one set of legs doing normal as you know, as our legs work. In fact, that's probably a better example. Going through every animal I could think of at that time, not mentioning how we walk, and the back legs facing the other way. Imagine that running at you. It'll be like a bloody, you know, like the little wind turbines outside farms, larger farms, where they're keeping costs down via a wind turbine. It'll be like 4 of them going on a rogue one, all coming at you differently. It will look like the bloody thing out of a car sales place in Family Guy, when it's like, I can't remember what it bloody says, the wavy arm man. It'll look like that running at you. All the time, it can do you in. So it's not even a, oh, look at it. Look at it. Look at the beautiful, this little wind turbine farm trotting towards me at 50 miles an hour. Because it will still do you in. You need to run away from that little weird wind turbine farm thing. Have you been bit, boy? He's covering his bum. I'm going to keep this on me just in case it's my last post. He's covering his bum up. It's okay, boy, we're going home now. Always have a dog. Their senses outweigh yours tenfold, along with their arrogance. My God, this is quite terrifying. But yeah, in a minute you might see, proof is in the pudding. Picture paints 1,000 words. Be getting chased by a weird wind turbine car salesman blowy up thing. So yeah, stay tuned, and I'm hoping I'll catch you in the next episode, if there is a bloody next episode. This is where that dog was earlier on, David or whatever his name was. Hopefully he comes back out, so I can show you I wasn't lying. Come on Bruce, this way. You know there's a bloody rogue terrier out here somewhere. The vampire terrier. Wouldn't surprise me. This place is mental. It's got everything you don't want and everything you also want at the same time. It's paradise meets Benidorm. Here we are, look, and just to give you an idea of where we parked, the van's there, look. Oi, oi. This is a 2-star car park. 2-star out of 5. Can you believe that? This would easily be a 5 out of 4.92 in the UK. It says online it's a thriving swimming spot, and there's a sign over there that says dogs strictly aren't allowed. So now he's tired, I'll feed him, sort him out and take you down there. Leave him in the van as we've just been chased by a bloody Wolverine and his bloody, what's his name? That superhero that somehow is paired up with Wolverine all of a sudden. What's that all about? What's his name? Dead Mouse or something? I don't know, it's a singer, isn't it? I don't know. But yeah, 2-star this place is. Right, I'll sort the dog out and I'll be back in a minute. Go and put the kettle on, guys. Right, the bloody dog's in the van, isn't he? We're going into no dog allowed territory here. Like I said, very strict, doesn't need to make sense, it's their rules, adhere to them. Alright, let's have a look what everyone was going on about then, what online's going on about, and we get to see the lake for real. So far so good, so far so good. Oh, children's thing up there, look. Some sort of cabin thing. Are these toilets? Oh, these might be toilets. This might save me tomorrow. And then the grand finale. Look at it. Yep, I've got a lot of time for that. I don't know about yourself, but I've got a lot of time for that. Let me just double check if these are toilets, because these could save me in the morning. If you know what I mean. Don't pretend you're bloody Baby Spice now. Boat. Yeah, they are, but I need to, they're all locked. Brilliant. That's the first time I've stumbled across that, actually. They don't seem to be locked out here. Mate, I'm getting mixed signals here. Are dogs allowed or not? So like, oh no, it's a little cross. There's the finest cross going through the centre. You know, I don't want to say rightly so, but there is a beach here. Children obviously come here, and it is a thriving town. Haven't you got a lot of time for this? I want to try walking down. Oh, the steps. I thought it was a big slope. Let's carry on then, shall we? Oh my. I've got a lot of time for this place. Need to be careful because it is dusk, and remember when it is dusk, guess what's kicking about? Yep, we spoke about that quite a lot. But this is charming. No wonder people were here all day. Like I said, I parked up about 9. I tried to organise that surprise out, find the ins and outs of the surprise, i.e. the extra little country I might be going through. Ooh, I won't say it just in case it doesn't. I don't want to jinx it, like, but. No one was here. Then all of a sudden you see in the car park, and that was all day. In and out, in and out, in and out. From like 9:30, 10 in the morning I'm talking, people were coming, having a dip and then going again. You know the benefits of cold water. I don't need to harp on about that too much. Apologies about my speed talking. I'm not talking at 1.6% speed. The dog's in the van by himself, and last time I left him, he ripped my door up, didn't he? He ripped my bloody door up. But what do you think? This is a spot, you know, and this will be like a Centre Parks place, won't it? i.e. £9 a day, free. So's the parking. This is day 1 in Finland. I'm not sure. Well, I will say online, this is a 2-star car park. Remember I said that earlier on. This is hours ago, so I'm going off memory. 2-star car park. Reason being, youths have been known to pull up and just beat their horn next to you. So I don't know yet if they are more accepting for motorhome people. That's what I'm saying here. Certainly in Sweden, definitely in Norway. Finland, I'm not 100% just yet, but bear with me, I will find the answer sooner rather than later. But don't be bullied by anyone. What the hell was that? Was that a ghost, was it? Rosie? Rosie? Little do they know, I'm not in that world at all. I never, ever, ever look down on anyone, ever. You know, and if you do, to be honest with you, you're not welcome here. The only reason you should be looking down on someone is to pick them up. That's with a hand, like that's what I believe. I see the smoke, I can see the flame, I doubt you can. There, bush. Hopefully can I zoom in further? No. So where was I? The reconnaissance regiment are very nice, they're human, you know. Predominantly Marines and paras, that's who they are, and some, I was going to say rough reg then, but come on Kieran, let's be serious now, so. We don't lie on social media, do we? What a life these guys are living. Every morning I used to say good morning to him, morning, and he had an attack dog. And I mean an attack dog as well. I'm talking Hereford here. A real attack dog. It's got one job, right? And per confirmed, a dog gets the higher the ranks go. This dog was a sergeant, right? And I think they always have to be one rank above the owner anyway. The owner, the controller, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, purely because if they retaliate and attack the dog, they get done because they've technically someone superior to them. And I think that's a good idea, to be fair. But anyway, another way they can climb up the rank. And this is what I believe, this is what I've been told. I don't know if this is fact or not. They climb up with the, with confirms. Be careful what we're saying here, right? This dog was a sergeant, so it's done its job, like, you know, brutally as well. I can only imagine it's a Belgian Malinois. Be wary of them things trained. are absolute tanks. Like they are fitter, faster, more agile, you name it, than any dog you can think of. Yeah. That's the reality of a Belgian Malinois. Every morning, 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 morning. Maintain the eye contact whilst walking past, and walked past with it, like, and then disappear. I was like, anyway, they lost one of the lads, unfortunately. You know, I don't despise them to that extent. Like, I just think they're rude. They lost one of their lads, unfortunately. Guess who fainted? Yep, Mr. Arrogant himself, in front of everyone, because it was like a not remembrance thing. I'm wording that wrong, because it was a memorial thing for the one of the lads that sadly died that day. Everyone had to be there. He done it in front of everyone, didn't he? Guess who said hello or morning from there on out? You guessed it. I better get back to the dog, but this is beautiful. I'll spell the name of this place out there. Tusac Lake is Lehmijarvi, right? We'll spell it clearly. Lehmija with 2 dots above it, RVI. That's the name of this lake if you wanted to come here. And is that actually on? That could be on fire, you know. You might be able to see that now. That could actually be a disaster. Here I am saying they're living the dream, and it's like a bloody natural disaster, man. Come on, Kieran, switch on, son. Anyway, I best get back to the dog before he eats my house. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I apologise, it's a bit of a shorter one compared to normal, purely because it's been a travel day, it's been an admin day, and every now and then I do need to cater for these, you know, going to the shops and getting on ferries to go over different lands. But is it worth it, I hear you ask? You better bloody believe that. Of course it's worth it. My God, it feels so weird walking without the dog. I can actually walk. I feel like McGregor, like. Oi, oi. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. Apologise, it's been a bit shorter one, admin day again. But yeah, we continue properly tomorrow. And on that note, amigos, I recommend visiting this place. Beautiful. Yeah, it's up to you if you want to or not. All that's left for you to do, you absolute throbbing, pulsating Jaffa cakes, is take care and don't forget, if you've got a nostril hair, I don't know, do what you want with your bloody nostril hairs. Take care and don't forget to bye then.